Once upon a time, there was a little old engine called Edward. He lived on an island called Sodor in a railway shed with 5 other steam engines. They were all bigger than Edward, and some liked to boast about it.
The driver won't take you out again. The railway wants big, strong engines, like us.
Edward was beginning to feel very sad. He had not come out of his shed in a very long time. He was beginning to think he wouldn't ever again. The driver and fireman came to start work, and they could see how sad Edward was.
What's the matter, old boy? Why are you sad? Would you like to come out today?
Oh, yes, please.
So they lit his fire and a nice lot of steam was made. The driver pulled the lever and Edward started to move.
Beep, beep. Look at me now! Look at me now!
The other engines were all very cross at being left behind. Edward went to get some coaches for his train.
Be careful, Edward. Please don't bump and bang us like the other engines do.
Edward came up to the coaches very, very gently, and the shunter fastened the coupling.
Thank you, Edward. That was very kind. We're glad you're taking us today.
Edward smiled and puffed off to the station. Lots of people were waiting to board the train. When Edward came to a stop at the platform, the porter opened the doors and the passengers got in. When everything was ready, Edward sat happily and waited for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. Edward waited and waited. There was no whistle and there was no flag. Edward was getting anxious.
Where's the guard?
The driver asked the station master.
Have you seen the guard?
I'm afraid I haven't.
The fireman asked the porter.
Have you seen the guard?
Not since last night.
Edward was getting cross.
You can't start without a guard, and I don't want to go back to that shed where the other engines will laugh at me.
Just then, a little boy shouted,
Here he comes!
and there was the guard running down the road to the station. He had his flags in one hand and his sandwich in the other that he was finishing for breakfast. He ran onto the platform, jumped into his guard van, and blew his whistle, and Edward started off. Edward had a lovely day. The coaches thought he was very kind, lots of children ran to wave as he passed by, and he met some old friends at all the stations. The driver was so pleased with Edward, he promised to take him out again the next day.
I'm going out again tomorrow. What do you think of that?
But he never heard what the other engines said, for he was so tired and happy that he fell asleep at once.